to have a lot of them because a lot of the houses that are no longer there, mine, which was one of them was mine, or ours rather, had porches out front, and we had a flagpole running off the porch to the bottom of the roof out. And now it's more industrial than
commercial,
commercial rather than homesteads. But that's fine too, because I think that the commercial end of Leominster is staggered, and it's also well kept. And that's just a testament to the corner office at City Hall.
Well, we have a great team.
Having said that, I have to go. My washing machine just quit. I got to do the dryer now.
I better switch the load there, as they say.
I got to switch loads. I got to clean the lint catcher and
the big responsibility.
Oh, goodness gracious! I'd make somebody a great wife, I'll tell you. Thanks, buddy.
So take care.
Bye.
All right, that was Art from the Art Report, and yes, it feels good to be in here. I mean, I'm not complaining. We didn't have any air conditioner today and yesterday, but we survived. I think when I first got to City Hall, we didn't have air conditioning. I'm not complaining, but it does feel good that we're here. 978-534-1626. We're sharing this over Facebook right now. You can see it at leominster.tv. You can see it on Facebook, leominster.tv, right? Brings you to there. Brings you all over the place, right? Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyway, Matt Dunn is going to be my guest. And I told people, I said, you're going to want to catch this show. I mean, we always have good shows and good guests, but every once in a while we have this really, really cool story. And there are many more out there. I just don't get a chance to kind of put them all together. But in any event, we're going to take a quick and short break. We got pictures and stuff, right?
Yep.
Matt brought pictures, sent them.
So you know, Dean,
Yeah.
let the audience know that there were sound issues for the first 3 minutes we didn't have audio.
Oh.
Soundboard's working now. Everything's working. Sorry for the inconvenience.
So we didn't hear Art?
We heard the tail end of Art.
Okay, good. All right. Well, we're going to take a short break. I guess we've got sound back in case somebody didn't hear us, but we got sound back, and we'll be right back. independent movie, you know. And we're back here. Yes, we are. And yeah, we had a little delay at the very beginning. And I want to thank LTV, the science that came out the other day. And I think Scott was back here so we could do our live introduction to many of the new department heads that are in the city. And that's still around, right? We still get that on tape or something, right? That's still on demand and still showing it. So what we did is we brought in 18 of the various different department heads in the city. People showed up at City Hall to ask questions. You could call in a question if you wanted. And people thought it was good, so we'll do it again. We did them regularly until COVID, and then that kind of slowed things down. But there are a lot of new faces now of department heads working for the city. So if nothing else, you get to connect the name with the face. Our phone number is 978-534-1626. And it was a very, very good, nice, touching article in the Sentinel Enterprise on Mother's Day. And so one of the assistants that works in the office, I said, we've got to get this guy Matt Dunn on. I was reading the story's front page, and I said, we've got to get him on. Just like fits right in with what this show is all about. Because I love, like if I had my chance, I'd sit on some major road somewhere, just on the side of a major road, I don't know, in a chair with a little table, and just talk to people and listen to their stories. You'd be surprised what you'd hear. Well, fortunately for myself, I have that opportunity to hear a lot of people's stories. Many stories no one else has ever get the chance to hear. But anyway, this was a nice story. It was in the Sentinel, Mother's Day. And with me today is Matt Dunn, and he's got this project called Bare Bones Sculpture Dragonfly Project. And if you didn't see it in the Sentinel Enterprise, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
What a neat concept. And I have one here, and I have to say, they are heavier than I anticipated. And so start off, tell us a story, because it's a good story.
Well, the day my mom was diagnosed with cancer, I found this out. I went home, I made a dragonfly, and I gave it to her, and I said, Mom, if you could beat cancer, which I knew she could, but if you could beat cancer, I could build 1,000 dragonflies. So I began
Did she like dragon? I mean, what's the significance of the dragonfly?
So dragonflies, it's like the warm summer day, one lands on you, it's really nice. I knew dragonflies have a lot of cultural significance with loved ones visiting, like angels.
Yeah.
But I knew I'd
1,000 of them would light up the skylight. If you had 1,000 of them out there.
A design that I knew I could make 1,000 of, but I said I could build 1,000 dragonflies, so I began making and selling them to pay for a treatment. Fast forward a year, she beat cancer, 100%, living her best life. And last
we got
summer,
pictures. This is so cool to look at. They're heavy. They weigh about a half a pound or a quarter of a pound. It feels like.
I finished a project last summer.
How long does it take to make 1,000 dragonflies?
Well, it took me about 4 years. On and off work, but when I was doing one at a time, for about
that's your mother right there.
45 minutes. Yep, that's my mom. Hi, Mom. She's watching right now.
Is she?
Yeah, in Cleveland.
She
Ohio.
didn't try to talk you out of it. She didn't say, "Hey, wait a minute, Matt. I know what you're up to here and everything. That's a good idea, but this is, I don't know. I don't want to put you in the spot where you can't deliver."
She definitely tried to talk me out of it. She's like, "Matt, 1,000? Are you sure?"
About 5.
Like, well, Mom, you're beating cancer right now, so if you can do that, I can do this. And one step at a time, she got there, thank God, and it was just a matter of persistence. And sometimes that's. It doesn't matter how long your journey takes, only that you never stop walking.
Right. So if it takes an extra year, so what?
Yeah, it's certainly taught me a lesson in determination and never giving up.
Did you ever get to the point where you're like, I've only done 100?
Yeah. So.
Maybe I gotta go. Maybe I need to see if I can shave off a 0 or something, right?
Yeah, I would use those milestones, which I have. I have 100, 200, so on. But those milestones, I would work on other commissions and then get back to the dragonflies. What we just saw on TV was the dragonfly scavenger hunt. I've done 2 of those where I would hide 10 dragonflies around Fitchburg, Leominster area. The first scavenger hunt I did raised $1,010 for the Fitchburg Leominster Gardner Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, awesome.
So they've certainly flown around. They've flown to all 50 states, which was a recent endeavor.
See, you never know when you make one. You never know where they might end up. It's like the pink flamingo. You never know. It's a story. I made a pink flamingo. No one had a clue as to what was gonna happen after they made a pink flamingo and showed up at the hardware show in Chicago, I think, or wherever it was. Nobody had a clue. They were just like, just adding to the line. We make little, penguins. We make snowmen. It's just, let's make a flamingo. Little did they know. Little did you know.
For sure. I thought worst case scenario, I'll have dusty dragonflies lining my shelves for all my life. But then they started flying away faster than I could make them. And I gotta say, I thought people they'd make an impact, but the stories people have shared with me, the meaning, the significance.
So I said, you thought you were making a dragonfly. Little did you know.
Yeah, I've just heard so many stories of the reasons people are getting these, who they're for, and that just kept on pushing me toward the goal.
It's a dragonfly with a purpose.
It sure is. I am just very moved hearing who these dragonflies help tribute.
So are most of the 1,000 out there?
Actually, I sold my 1,000th one this week.
Really?
So they've all found their final home.
Who bought the 1,000th?
Lady named Jessica.
Somebody you knew, or was she
I haven't
waiting
met
till
her.
you got and said, "Listen, when you sell the last one, I want to buy it"?
She actually found me through the Central Enterprise story.
Oh, wow.
So it's happened very organically.
Right.
I've did some like Facebook. Hey, I'm doing this, but I've tried not to just pander too much. Let them find their homes or as naturally as possible.
You weren't chasing people downtown Fitchburg going, "Hey, want a dragonfly?"
I've been to a lot of vendor events, a lot of craft fairs.
What do you charge for these?
So at first, I was like giving them away.
Yeah, of course you were.
For $20, $20, have a dragonfly, and then slowly the price went to 25, 30, 40 near the end there, and the last 5 I sold for 50.
Yeah.
Just to,
Well,
this is
look
the
at 'em.
last 5.
They're beautiful.
They went. They paid my mom's cancer bills. They helped me in times of hardship, and they just have had an impact more than I could ever imagine.
So each dragonfly is a symbol of life.
They
and
are.
the complications, setbacks, excitement, brightness, darkness, it's everything.
I've heard a lot of people said that they look at theirs on their desk every day, and they just think of that person, or they're inspired just to keep persevering. So it means a lot to different things to different people, and I think that's really special.
And your mother's okay?
Oh, she's doing great.
She's fine?
She's living her best life with her dogs and her sister out in Ohio, and yeah, she's.
Hey, you know what's
really
between here and
happy.
Ohio?
What's that?
Nothing. I drove it once.
Yeah.
Or twice.
A few times.
Wait a minute. What's nothing between here and there? Once you get there, you're fine.
A lot of highway.
Lot of
You could hop
highways.
in Worcester, 90 West, and just it's
keep going.
one road.
And you get off 8 hours later.
Yeah, it's a good road trip.
So will you ever build another dragonfly?
Some yardstake ones, but the 1,000 dragonflies.
That's done.
That's done.
That's
yeah.
a lot of dragon. That's a big commitment.
It is. I knew that I was setting myself up for something really challenging, but that was the
Like I
reason
said, you
for
could
it.
have done 10, or then after 10 say, I think I'll do another 10. But you put it right out there. I'm going to do 1,000 of these things.
Yeah, it was just small, actionable steps, and then before I knew it, I had 100, and then I'm like, okay, we're on our way. It's just a matter of time. But the Fitchburg Cultural Council, I actually got a grant to help secure the funds to buy the material.
Get started.
Because
Yeah.
I got the material from, I used to work in a metal fabrication shop where those pieces are punch outs. They'd go in the scrap bin.
Right.
I,
So you were scavenging all the.
Yep.
the refuge.
Took them home, and then at one point I ran out of the small punches to make them, so I couldn't make any more dragonflies. So I was kind of like sitting, like wondering what to do. I'm like, all right, I'll get them. But then I got a grant from Fitchburg. I applied and for the another scavenger hunts, and then that helped me reach out. I got materials, and then I was just making dragonflies every single day until I hit my goal. So I made at the end there 400 dragonflies in a month and a half.
My goodness.
And then I was just
Where were
sitting.
all your friends? Where were all your friends?
I've had a couple of people help grind at one point just for a day, but it sure was.
It's like moving. Hey, anybody around Saturday? I'm moving. You hear nothing. Who's got the best pizza? 8,000 people want to tell you who's got the best pizza in town. But if you say, well, you know, working on a project, anybody want to help? It's like silence, right?
Well, a lot of people certainly helped by sharing the project.
Yeah. I'm just teasing. I tease everybody, especially at first of the month. Everybody's starting to move. And you could see them, they start posting on social media saying, hey, I'm moving this week. Anybody want to help? And I don't know, I guess the whole pizza and beer thing is phased out and people would show up to help move. Now it's like, you can't even get them to do it. It's like, nah, listen, I'm busy that day.
It certainly inspired a lot of community engagement.
Yeah, good.
That's for sure.
1,000 of them. It's just so many. When I read it, I'm like, that's amazing. I mean, how many hours? I mean, it takes an hour to make each one, or can you make two in an hour?
Oh my gosh. Well, I could say I could make, in the beginning, I made 5 in 2 hours.
2 hours, okay.
But then I started batch processing. Okay, I'm just going to bend the wings right now. I'm going to grind all these
like
parts.
piecework.
And I would give myself
Model
small
T.
goals.
Yeah. So I had like a bench going down here, like assembly plant.
Yeah, yeah.
And it sped it up along. It sped it up.
Yeah,
things to move
certainly learned how to just mass produce a small thing. But 1,000, I'd have to say what inspired me was the story of 1,000 paper cranes, where people would make 1,000 of those. So it's a big number, but I did it.
I mean, you could have turned this into an Etsy. You could have turned this into a business.
Yeah, I was self-employed for 3 years.
What'd you do?
When COVID hit, I was laid off from the metal fab shop I was working at. But at that time, I was all cylinders. I want to make sculpture. I want to be full-time. So I did that in my garage for 3 years.
Really?
I was living off dragonflies and commissions.
And you did sculpture?
Yeah, I made them. Welding and plasma cutting Wachusett Brewery beer kegs. Yeah. Stainless steel. Yeah. Making fish.
Wow.
I just.
And could you turn it into something? I mean, can it be unique enough that people are like, I gotta have that. How much is that? I don't care. I gotta have that. Can you make something that's unique enough that? Because that's the stuff that sells.
Yeah.
I gotta have that.
Well, it was just such an organic process because people would ask, can I make something? And I'm like, well, we're about to find out.
Yeah.
And then I would make it. And then someone would say, oh, I want one too. And then all of a sudden I'd go from never making a rooster to I made 5 roosters. And it would just happen so organically. I wouldn't know what I'd be doing the next day. And then someone would say, hey, can you make this? I'm like, all right, let's do it.
That's funny. Is one of your projects right there?
Yeah, that's a metal turtle. It's on the Franklin Road in Fitchburg.
Yep.
And that's been out there for about 3-4 years now.
Wow.
The shell's actually beer kegs that I plasma cut. So that's definitely, I'd say, one of my favorites for sure, because it's just so visible.
Matt Dunn from Bare Bones Sculpture. It's a dragonfly project that he started some years ago. His mom had cancer, and he went on a mission to make 1,000 of these dragonflies, which ended up probably all over the world. There's 1,000. Someday,
there's 5 of them in Belgium.
In Belgium. But someday these things are going to turn up, and somebody's going to say, does anybody know the history of these? Or I'm going to see one somewhere someday, and I'm going to be like, I know where that came from.
That's what's inspired me. Just that moment of you're young and holding something off your grandpa's shelf and just wondering where it came from.
Yeah, what's the history behind this?
Just that feeling of legacy is really important, leaving something that will be around after I'm gone.
So what's Matt Dunn going to do now?
Well,
Now that you're done, no pun intended.
I have an arch that's going in Gardner Field in Acton. I've made it, and I'm in the installation process right now. So
So you're doing fabrication stuff still?
Yeah, I'm working full-time in Fitchburg at a metal fab shop, Steel Fab.
Yeah, Steel Fab.
And
Good company, Steel Fab.
it's a good company.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it.
It's been around a long time. So there is this fascination with steel and metal and
It's in my blood. I can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
I thought I'd be a photographer, and that just seems like a past life. But it's never too late to change or to do what you want to do, to pick something up. And certainly try new hobbies. And you never know where life's going to take you.
No. There's so many people that started off doing something as a hobby. The next thing you know, they got 20 people working for them.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
Sometimes inspiration follows action. So you just start doing something, and then you never know where it's going to take you.
All of a sudden. Well, thanks for coming on the show. That was great. I really was excited about getting you on. I talked to Kelly about it. We're like, yeah, we definitely have to get him on. This is really interesting. And I hadn't heard, maybe I did through the Boys and Girls Club. Just so much goes on. But when I saw the story, it's just a perfect story. Perfect Mother's Day story. Just a nice story. So I'm glad we were able to chase you down.
Well, thank you for having me today.
And you got your flamingo shirt on.
I do. I gotta represent our Twin City.
I know, you gotta
mascot.
I was telling Matt, I said, I got a call from the Featherstones one day. And they said, we want to invite you personally. We're having a premiere of a movie. And at the time, in fairness to myself, full disclosure, there were a lot of people making independent movies, right? Like a lot of independent movies. I was getting an invitation at least once a month to go to an independent movie. Nothing wrong with them, but there's just, it seemed to be the thing at the time. And so I said, sure, I'll be there. So it was on John Fitch Highway at those movie theaters that just closed. And they rented out every movie theater. I don't know how many were in there, but every single one of them. And they had this, there was tons of people there. And it was, a lot had food and everything. Well, some time had gone by, and I had another night event. So when they started corralling everybody into the theaters, I said, well, this is probably a good time to leave because I got to get to another event. So I start walking out, and Dawn says, hey, where you going? We're and I said, well, I just got to run out in my car for a minute. I'll be right back. So as I'm walking out, I'm thinking, the other event I could have won at night, there's another one, so it's not the only one. Let me go inside. And I'm thinking that somebody made an independent movie, and I didn't know very much about it. Maybe it was in the paper, maybe it was a story about it. I didn't know much about it, what was going on. But Don Featherstone was just a good guy. So, yeah. So I went inside, and you know what? It was a really good movie, like a really good movie. And the name of it was Romeo and Juliet. It was gnomes, and and one of the star characters was named Featherstone. And it was the flamingo, and it was a Pixar. So it wasn't independent. It was a really, I don't know how much that movie made, but it did millions. It made a lot of money. And I got to tell you, it was a good movie. If you ever get a chance, nephews, nieces, kids, whatever, sit down and watch Romeo and Juliet. It was, I was so glad I went. I was like, I'm so happy that I'm part of this, And yeah, it was really fun. They did a really nice job. And Pixar, wasn't that just a spin-off of Disney, or Disney bought them or something?
Well, I'll definitely check it out.
Google it. Did any of you guys ever see it? Ladies, gentlemen, anybody ever seen the movie? You did? Just saw it? Who saw it back there? They're very non-communicative out there. Huh?
It's Disney.
No, I haven't seen it. I did put
Well, you got,
up.
all right, next time it rains and you're home and none of your friends call you to do anything, turn it on. Watch it. It's really good.
James McAvoy and Emily Blunt.
Yeah, and I think we Googled it once and saw how many millions. And they made millions in this movie. So anyway, it was that's my story. and I'm glad I went. And they gave everybody a little bobblehead flamingo, and I still got mine. And I'm really glad I stayed. But I had been to like a ton, and I love independent movies, especially if I know the people that made them. It sort of adds to the story. And if they were made around here, right here in Leominster or in this area, then it's even cooler. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, look at that.
Well, now I know that the pink flamingo Featherstone is related to the Romeo and Juliet movie.
Exactly. That's right. And the song Romeo and Juliet, just like Romeo and Juliet, Leominster guys.
Oh.
See the irony of this thing? See? The story gets better. All right. Taking a short break right here. 978-534-1626. Open lines when we come back. I got to update you on everything that's going on in terms of FEMA. And, yeah, I'll let you know everything that's going on. Taking a short break. I promise we'll be right back.
Hi everybody, I'm Nick Kremp. I'm the conservation agent in Leominster, and today we're taking a look at Lincoln Woods, our very own wildlife sanctuary managed by Mass Audubon here in Leominster off of Union Street. So here we have one example of a vernal pool. So vernal pools are temporary wetlands that will seasonally fill up with water during the late winter and spring, and will sometimes completely dry out and drain in other parts of the year, like in the late summer. And vernal pools, because of this unique feature, they host many different unique animal species, especially amphibians, and many different specialized invertebrates. Because these pools are basically free of fish. So fish are large predators that will typically feed on things like little invertebrates and amphibian tadpoles and amphibian larvae. So these vernal pools offer protected habitat for the development of those species.
Here at Inside Leominster, thank you. That was fun for me. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Let's go to the phones and say hello and good afternoon.
Hey, buddy.
It's Crystal.
How are you?
How's the Make-A-Wish pennies and coin thing working down there?
I think they did pretty well.
Oh, good. Good, because I know, remember they did that?
Doing
We did that event down there.
now they're doing Relay for Life.
Oh, yeah, they move on. They're big supporters of the Relay for Life. They're big supporters of everything. I mean, they do a nice job there at Hannaford's. They do a nice job.
Yes, and Mark said I need to talk to you when you get a chance.
All right. I'll be seeing him up at Relay for Life. He's usually up there when I'm up there. All right, Crystal.
I'll talk to you. See you tomorrow. Have a good night.
Yes, I will see you soon, as they say. Soon.
Yes.
All right. Here's what's going on. Memorial Day. So it actually starts tomorrow night for us, Friday. And it's a White Cross ceremony up at the Veterans Center. And what those White Crosses signify is those are soldiers who never came back to the United States. They're missing in action, they're buried somewhere else, and there's a cross that's separate from the Memorial Day celebration, or I should say celebration of their lives, and it's separate from the visit to all of the cemeteries. There are approximately 6,056 veterans in Leominster that are buried in various cemeteries, and from the Revolution all the way up, and we want to make sure that everyone receives a flag, and that we go to each cemetery and we hold a small but nice and dignified tribute and thanks to all those who have served and have gone before us. So starts 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is March 24th. March 24th at 6 o'clock. Then we need volunteers to help us flag the graves And we will go to any one of our cemeteries, St. Leo's, St. Cecilia's, Evergreen. You'll see people out there, and somebody gets a list. They tell you where to put a flag. You put a flag. And by the end of the morning, it goes pretty quick if we get lots of volunteers. We'll have 6,000 flags out there here at the City of Leominster in various cemeteries. So please, if you can. Then, on Monday, May 27th, at 8:30, we'll be at St. Cecilia's, St. Leo's, 9 o'clock at St. Cecilia, 9:30 at Johnny Rowe Park, 10 o'clock at Respite at Franco-American. They supply us and spoil us with refreshments and snacks. And then we will be down, about 10:30, we'll be down at the Evergreen Cemetery out back where the GAR, where the cannons are. You'll see us there. They usually have a couple of Gettysburg Address, a couple readings, gun salute, and then we'll move on to a light procession that will go from Evergreen Cemetery at 10:30 down to Carter Park. We do make some stops along the way at Pine Grove Cemetery, Memorial Circle, and also this year we're asking kids to come out with their, your scooter, your bicycle, your wagon, decorate it red, white, and blue. Trying to get kids, our scouts come, they're always well attended, great attendance by the scouts, but we're trying to get younger kids involved. And so please, if you're around and available, we'll see you there at 10:30. And then a very nice thing, let's see, where was the dinner that actually Life Care Center puts on a dinner every year. And this year it's going to be Wednesday, I believe. Let me get the slide. There it is, it's right in front of me. So at the Veterans Center, it's a veterans lunch. They do it every year, May 29th at noontime. It's a barbecue luncheon provided by Life Care Center. It'll be at the Veterans Center on 100 West Street. Veterans, active duty military, local first responders and spouses. And they'd like you to call the 534-7538 line, just so they have an idea of how many people are coming. So that's what's happening there. And, every year after Christmas and the holidays, the Merrimack Valley Bell Ringers come to the City of Leominster. They have concerts all through the holiday season, but they save the last one, and they come here after the holiday. It's in January, usually the first Sunday night. Well, wouldn't you know that we only got 2 snowstorms this year, and one of them was when they were supposed to be coming. And it's a great concert usually because it's after, the tension is off, the hustle and bustle of the holidays. Well, anyway, they're going to do makeup. It's going to be a spring concert, Sunday, June 2nd at 7 o'clock at night at the Pilgrim Church. So we will see you there. A message from Mass Mosquito Control. They're going to be spraying June 6th, 13th, 20th, and 27th. You can opt out. You can notify Central Mass Mosquito Control and say, please, no spray. You can put a sign up, please, no spray. Tommy Long Memorial Ride is coming up August 10th. Want to let you know that starts at 69 West Street, and we'll let you know more about that as it gets closer. Maybe you don't know that you're eligible for a free tree. Yes, they'll even plant it. It's free. Yes, free. And let's see. Go to leominster-ma.gov or call our office at 534-7500 extension 0, and we'll let you know where those trees are. But you should be able to go on leominster-ma.gov, look up the sections of the city where you're eligible, and they'll come down and plant your tree. All right. Kids say, there's nothing to do in the summertime. Well, guess what? Right here at LTV, that's right, they're having a summer camp. It's a summer video camp. Ages 9 to 14.
Yep.
July 8th to the 12th and July 22nd to the 26th. And you might even get an appearance right here in the non-award-winning Inside Leominster. That's right, we've never won an award.
We also have an August one, too.
And then they have an August one, the 5th to the 9th and the 12th to the 16th. Is there any cost?
Yeah, but I can't say it on air. So if they go to the website, they can find all of that info.
Go to the website. It's Leominster.tv.
Yep.
That's easy. And Scott is helping put this together. Cinematography, editing, acting, producing, and direct. I always wanted to be an actor. Anyway.
Me too.
What an opportunity. And also, the entire summer schedule for the rec department is out. Listen, there is something to do every day, whether it's on our trail. Nick's out on a trail right now, our trail walk, on a Nick walk, between the rec department and the Boys and Girls Club, the school department, library, the city, and now LTV. There's plenty to do. So I'll pass this on. If you know somebody that you think should be nominated for Citizen of the Year, by all means, get that over to us at City Hall by June 7th. And listen, I know it's going to be good weather. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't know about Monday, maybe a little rain.
A little rain.
Get out there and get that yard waste picked up, get them in bags, get them in barrels, whatever you can do, get them out there in boxes, whatever, because it's the last week. Now, this week, transfer station will be closed Saturday, so they can give their employees a long weekend, but it will be open. Let's see, Wednesday of next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 8 to 12. Anybody has any questions? Don't be shy. Let's see. Let me just check Facebook, make sure there aren't any questions here. Let's see. All right. Anyway.
We got What's Poppin'.
We got What's Poppin'. Let me do a few things here.
Sure.
All right. FEMA is here. They're setting up shop at City Hall. Two different pieces here. If you're a business, the Chamber of Commerce is set up to help deal with that through the SBA. But if you're a resident, you can call 800-621-3362. Or you can click on disasterassistance.gov. And they're very helpful. Nice people. Very helpful.
We do have that slide. Mia, can you bring up the second slideshow so we can get that number on there?
Is Taylor Swift featured today on What's Poppin'?
No.
No, she's like the whole world's talking about her. All right, there's the slide. And, listen, they don't expect you to have everything. They'll walk you through the process. Everybody that's had any interaction has been very pleased. You might not get everything you want. We now have little to do with this, other than making them happy and comfortable at City Hall and helping them to work with some of the property owners. But other than that, we don't decide who gets what. All right? But there's the phone number right there if you'd like to call. 574 is the number of people that were tested in Massachusetts in the last 7 days. 3 testing positive here in Leominster, 3 deaths. 1 is too many. It's Lucky Penny Day. But you see, I dropped a penny the other day. Doesn't sound like a penny anymore. But it's Lucky Penny Day. It's National Drinking with the Chickens Day. I've never heard of that one, but yeah. National Taffy Day, World Turtle Day, and World Crohn's and Colitis Day. On this day, 1958, United States schools first used Cliff Notes. Do you know what Cliff Notes are? Of course you do. All right. Even me. All right. You too? Give me them. Okay. 1979, American rock singer, songwriter Tom Petty files for Chapter 11, bankruptcy.
Oh, yeah.
Can you believe that? What'd you do with all your money, Thomas? 1985, President Ronald Reagan awards Jimmy Stewart for the Presidential Medal of Freedom and promotes him to Major General of the retired list. And he was a veteran. Wasn't he a pilot or something in the
He was.
war?
Yep.
In 2017, United States President Donald Trump meets Pope Francis at the Vatican. In 2022, New York City removes its last public payphones in Manhattan. We are looking for ours. They came and took the last one down. It's been sitting there for years. We had signs on it, do not remove, and they took it anyway. All right, let's see what's popping, kids. What's popping? Let me get my remote.
Okay.
13 minutes left here at Inside Leominster. All right. The tea of the week. Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. Is it feud?
Yep.
Yep. It's the feud becomes the biggest beef in recent rap history. Now, what's going on with that? Because I did see some stuff going on, but also there was some other stuff this week about what's his name? That not Diddy. There's some other stuff that was being said. Oh, they settled a lawsuit. Mm-hmm. Who was that? That was this week too. So they settled this big lawsuit. Supposedly somebody was touched inappropriately. And all right. So what's the big feud?
I guess From what I know, Mia, can you correct me if I'm wrong, is it that Drake said him, Kendrick Lamar, and another rapper were the big three,
Oh, yeah.
and Kendrick
Yeah.
Lamar just said there's no big three, just me?
I think this is set up. Do you guys think, I think this is a publicity stunt.
They did this with
Yes.
Notorious B.I.G. and
Yes.
Tupac.
Yeah, they do this, every time, their Facebook, visits get slow, they start a little rivalry here, But did you see the punch in NASCAR? Did you see that?
No.
Oh, you got to see that. I mean, what were they thinking?
What happened?
If you're going to see what's popping, you got to know what's going on. You're going to have to Google it. Oh, they've showed it like a zillion times. All right. Season 3. Part 1 premiered on
Bridgerton.
Netflix. What's that?
Of Bridgerton.
Yeah, Bridgerton. A lot of people watch this.
My wife loves it.
She's into it?
Yeah.
Now, we are going to watch the last episodes of Young Sheldon. Now, everybody's talking about it, which is kind of like tipping me off here as to something happens. And anyway, they're making a big deal of it. They're really trying to get the ratings for that. I'm going to watch it because I watched the rest of it. When did Young Sheldon when was the first time Young Sheldon was on the air?
It was 7 years ago.
What?
Yeah.
Well, it's taken me 7 years to complete the season. Anyway, premiered on Netflix, providing huge success. So it's big. People, bigger than season 1 and 2?
I would say it's bigger than season 2. I don't think it's bigger than season 1.
Yeah, 1 was big.
Season 1 was huge.
Princess Diana's dresses for the largest auction.
Since 97.
Imagine that. Wow. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, set to star as legendary MMA fighter Mark Kerr.
Do you remember Mark Kerr?
Yes,
I love
absolutely.
Mark Kerr.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Rock. All right, next slide. Every day, an average American spends around 7 hours and 4 minutes in front of their phone. Do you get a weekly readout of how much you've been on your phone?
I turned mine off.
You cannot imagine how much time I spend on my phone. But I do everything. I write letters I do everything on my phone. Millennials spend almost 7 hours daily on their screen. Generation Z spends up to 9 hours. Is that true?
Yeah.
So you're the guys walking around, tripping all over the place, reading their phone, right? There was a peak in the average daily screen time by 7.7 hours among people during the COVID-19. Sure, I mean, that's to be expected. 49%. What would we have done without phones?
I know.
Huh? Or screen time. 49% of babies between the ages of 0 and 2 tend to have interacted with smartphones
At some point.
At some point. Already.
Yeah.
Yeah. My grandkids know how to pick that phone up and just start flying around with it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
What the stats say, 93% of Americans use the internet daily. 94.7% of the households have at least one computer in the house. I bet that's higher than that.
I think it is.
We're talking America. 81% of Americans say they rely on their own research via use of the internet. I do. I don't know if I can believe anything anymore. If you buy an air conditioner, you buy something, don't you go and do some investigating on your own?
3 reports. I check 3 reports.
Like
But that's my background in journalism.
You look for 3 sources.
Yeah,
Reports.
and 3 consumer reports.
Because you can't find anything out anymore. The news people everybody's got a position to make on it. All right, next slide, please. Generation Z and artificial intelligence equals 3. Globally, 48% of Generation Zers and 52% of millennials use it. More millennials use it than Generation Zs? I find that hard to believe. To help move their career forward as it provides faster access to knowledge and insights. That's true. And they say that very soon, diagnostically, we'll take all the technology we have, whether it be CAT scans and X-rays and solograms and ultragrams, whatever they got going on, and contrast from CAT scans and what do you call them, MRIs, and they'll take all that data, crush it, and basically what you'll get is a feed out of exactly what's wrong, what's going on, and how we're going to treat it. Isn't that amazing?
That's incredible.
Just incredible. More than 30% of Generation Z, oh, no, I didn't finish that, did I? 48% of Generation Zs, 52% of millennials use artificial intelligence to help move their career forward, as it provides the faster access to knowledge and insights. It also means you get a little lazy, right? You know, it's doing some of the work for you. Generation Zers are predicted to make up 27% of the workforce by 2025, next year. More than 30% of the Generation Zers in the workplace do use AI as part of their daily work. 40% of college students use AI to complete homework, assignments, and projects. And Chat GPT is expected to surge by 87.9 million U.S. users in 2023.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Buy copper. You're going to need it, right? Believe it or not, recent months, the I generation is the only generation to report decline in social media use, as many Generation Zs are embracing monk mode by deactivating social media and more time off of their phones. Well, Generation Z, I don't know if anybody wants to agree or not, use their search engine instead of using like Google or Yahoo. What do they use? TikTok as a search engine.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they say. All right. The word of the day is Zoomers. Would I expect that to be Generation Zers? Though these born in Generation Z are, what is the word?
Colloquially.
Colloquially known as Zoomers, which is a play on the term boomers, and refer. See, the Generation Z couldn't even make up their own term. They had to copy after the baby boomers. Yeah. All right, let me finish the rest. I didn't finish reading it. Hang on. But I did get it right, by the way, Mia. And refers to Generation Z's upbringing during the midst of the fast-paced development of the internet. I agree. Now, that's actually pretty good, Zoom, because the internet has never been able to deliver. Technology has never been able to deliver information that fast.
Yeah.
Hey, do we have slides of the week?
We have pictures of the week.
Pictures, slides. But yeah, and it's only going to get faster.
It is.
And faster.
Yeah.
All right, am I doing the clicking? All right, we got 5 minutes left. I have to clear my throat. I don't know if I can do karaoke tonight. A little frog in the throat tonight. Well, I've been talking all day, right? All right, 978. Still got time if you want to make a call. 978-534-1626. You know, I go places and I'm like, people are like, I watch you every week. I'm like, well, why don't you call? Just say hello. Wendy Weeks and Arthur Eberthal addressed flooding at a regional DPW meeting. And they'll be out the 20th anniversary of Q-Teaks. That was a fun day, Q-Teaks. Do you know that he threw quarters all over the place down there? And guess who was picking them up, you know, for the 25th? Thank you for another successful blood drive. Thank you to all the staff at Mass General Hospital. They have a whole blood drive unit, and what a difference it makes. Thank you. Work continues on the rail trail on Route 12. Harvard Street paving, got a lot of compliments about that. They moved in and out of that street very quickly. Special Olympics at Doyle Field. Kids had a blast. A blast. It was great. Thank you to all those that volunteer. Joe Casey Scholarship Award. I couldn't make it. I could have made it the day before, but then it rained. This day I couldn't make it. But anyway, Joe Casey, a legendary Ledmonstonian, right? And Samoset School concert, which all of these concerts, you know, by the end of the year, these kids are good.
Yeah.
And they're so proud and honored to be able to perform as a team. Yes. Reading to Head Start. I get to read my favorite book, which is, do you know what it is? Dragons. Hey, dragons love tacos.
Oh, really?
But they don't like spicy tacos. And if you know what happens if you give them a spicy taco?
They breathe fire.
They breathe fire, and smoke comes out of their ears. Kids love it. I love it. All right, next slide. New mud benches on the common. Almost done. We are cruising right along.
It looks
They were putting
great.
up the flagpoles today. I did not sell the flagpoles to the city. Thank you. And but we've got lawn. We've got yes. Well, the flagpoles are up. Almost done. And there's our department head meeting. When we brought in 18 different departments, people came, asked some questions, good questions, made comments. Anybody that, you know, we'll do it again. We'll do it again. And congratulations to our new officers. We promoted a captain and a lieutenant, a sergeant, and police officers. So there's the new LPD. St. Anna's mystery reader was me. I love reading to the kids. And is that it?
Nope, this is the last one.
Oh, Lucy. It was Lucy's 100th birthday. We had a lot of fun up there at the center, and she was great. She remembered everything, sharp as anything. 100 years old. All right. I think we're out of time. Oh, no, we got 2 minutes left. Just want to remind you about those, a few things. One is that June 1st is graduation. Yes, graduation. And the second one is the stroll is coming up June 11th. And then the French-Canadian Festival will be coming up on the 22nd. So if your business would like to sponsor one of those events, if you would like to volunteer for one of those events, by all means, let us know. 534-7500, extension 0. And we're just about out of time here, aren't we?
We sure are.
So thank you to the whole casting crew here. Hopefully Jane will be back next week, and we'll have full house. And we'll see you with graduation and Memorial Day. Yeah, come out if you can. You know, the older vets, you know, we're losing them, Korean War, World War II, and, you know, it makes a big difference when they see a lot of people show up to these events. All right. See you next week. Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. You got to show up. Good.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisInsuranceAgency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
This is LTV.